Hey, what's up, man?
Magic D, what's up, bro?
Dude, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. The stash is looking nice.
Have to, bro. Have
How
to.
how long has that been growing?
Um, let's see. Probably since February.
Okay.
Kind of like a
What's the
in
plan
season.
with it?
Dude, just keep it going. I'm a big fan of the stash.
I trained with a guy a couple years ago that had it like waxed, and he had it
Yeah.
no joke out like this far from his head,
Seriously,
and it was the most ridiculous thing when you watched him run on the field with
it would
it.
just flap.
It was incredible.
Yeah. Some of the guys keep saying I need to get wax and like twirl it up, but I'm not there yet. I mean, maybe, but
Maybe a little. Maybe in by the time you guys are back, it'll be
yeah,
ready.
yeah.
Have they given any update for you guys?
So what we've heard is we may be able to start small group training, like maybe up to groups of 4 mid-May, and then um, maybe get some friendlies over the summer, but we're not entirely sure on those dates. So just staying fit, staying ready.
Yeah, yeah. We actually they just allowed us here in Finland to start training in groups of 9. So we just had our first session today. So
How was it?
the boys were buzzing. They
Let's
were
go.
they were excited to be back. So now it's I don't know when they'll start the season yet. Some say June, some say July. So we'll wait and
Yeah.
find out.
Does your season run until December?
No, it'll well, who knows now. Usually it ends like start of October, but we'll
Uh,
see we'll see this year cuz the top league they're starting July 1st and they're going to December now.
okay.
So, I don't know but I don't know too with Finland weather. You can't
Finland in
you
December? No chance.
there's no chance you're going to have to play indoors or something. So,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
yeah. That'll be freezing.
We're going to get started. Welcome back to another Footy and Coffee Conversations. You got your coffee?
Oh, I got it. It's brewing right now.
It's brewing. What kind?
We got a nice little Dunkin' Donuts medium roast today in,
Okay.
in the French press by Bodum. So check them out. Great products, guys.
Shout out Bodum.
Shout out Bodum.
Uh, are you drinking it just straight black?
Just black,
All right.
just like my soul.
With that, we'll get started. So if you wanna introduce yourself, say what current club you're with and what position you play.
Okay, my name is Kyle Carr. I play for Chattanooga FC, and I play center mid or sometimes outside back, sometimes CB, but mostly center mid.
All right. I like it. I like it.
But I'm natural 9, Matt, as you
Natural
know.
nine. That's Fricky tried to tell us he was a striker on the weekdays, the center back on the weekends. So
Ricky is a striker. That's
he's
the
got
thing.
he's got the mind of a striker, but the foot of a center back, right?
Yeah. he would come in for like shooting drills at the end of practice and just hit a banger and then just walk off.
Hey,
He's like,
stop,
tell him, put me up top.
stop while you're ahead, right?
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so we'll kind of work from your youth career and then start with that. Start with how what you were doing youth career wise, and then what your decision making for university kind of looked like.
Okay. Yeah. So we moved quite a bit growing up. So I grew up in Tennessee, 6 months in Minnesota, and then Florida also. Um, so I guess I really got into it in Tennessee, like in middle school. That's when like soccer kind of became my own. And my dad would drive me like an hour to practice every night just to get to like the best team in the area, um, to just be around like a high competitive team and individuals. So that's how it started, and then moved down to Florida. I played up for I played up U18 since my sophomore year of high school. And then my last year of high school, I played academy for Orlando City. Um, Rest in peace, academy system. But yeah, so I kind of bounced around a bit, but um, soccer's always been there. Just always tried to get like on the best team wherever I was.
Were you thinking professional soccer at that point, or was it just something that was fun, maybe university?
Yeah, it was always a goal of mine. Like ever since I was a kid, I'd always say like I'm gonna go pro. Like this is what I want to do. Um, so yeah, I like actually had like pieces of notebook paper that I would write in and say like I'm gonna go pro. I'd post it on my wall and my mom would frame it and stuff. So um, yeah, yeah, that was the aim, and fortunately it's worked out.
Rumor has it there's two of those frames still. One is I'm gonna go pro, and then the one next to it is I'm gonna grow just the nicest stash I can.
Yeah, that one's actually still framed and hanging.
So you yeah, you bounced around, you played for a lot of clubs, you saw just a lot of different styles, a lot of different teams. Were you playing the same position, or were each kind of area were you moving around?
Yeah, when good question. I've never really thought of that. I think each each team I'd go to, I'd kind of just fill a new role, and I just want to be on the field. Like that's the best part about it, right? Playing the games. So for me, it was like, all right, like if you need me to play somewhere else, like I'll do that. I just want to get on the field, and like I can do it well. And I think that's kind of benefited me, like over the course of my career because like I can fill different roles for different coaches, and I'm pretty versatile, and that's kind of like part of my trade. So yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. Helps when you can play multiple positions of finding yourself on the field and getting minutes.
yeah, exactly. So um, yeah, I guess club would probably be like where I picked up a lot of different things. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So then talk about what the route to university looked like. Were you looking, considering a lot of different schools? Kind of tell about how you made your decision.
Yeah. So, um, like I said, I played up a couple years, and I didn't really reach out to that many coaches or go to many ID camps. I had like this ideal notion that oh, I'm just gonna play well, coach is gonna find me, and then like I'll go to like UCLA or something. It's gonna be incredible.
I like
Uh,
it.
and it didn't quite work like that. Um, like most college coaches are looking at like U16, U17 to like build the program out further. So me playing U18 kind of hurt me in the sense of like marketing for colleges, but it definitely helped my game. So out of college or out of high school, I didn't have many offers. Um, I had like a couple walk-on offers in Florida, and then really my only offer was for Taylor University, the alma mater for you. And yeah, went on a visit. Really enjoyed the school. Really enjoyed your nipple piercings, and I was like, let's do this thing.
Yeah, yeah, a little different than UCLA, one could say.
Yeah, pretty similar. Come on.
So what's your first year experience like at Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor was incredible school. I really enjoyed my time there. We didn't have like the best season that year. Um, I don't think we no we made playoffs actually, but like just by the skin of our teeth. Um, it was a grind. It was a fight. But fortunately, I was able to get a lot of playing time, um, and that was like really big for my career and my development. Um, but then I just decided I wanted to go back home and get around like a really competitive environment where a lot of guys are trying to go pro, which was my aspiration.
And that
Um,
was part of it too. You knew like I was graduating, I was leaving Taylor, so what's the point of
yeah,
being there anymore?
exactly. I was like, Matt's gone. All I'm gonna have is TD, and I'm out. So
what was your thoughts of playing center back with me?
I was like, what's Matt gonna do today? No, it was fun, bro. We locked it down.
You locked it down. Sometimes you went up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I would make like attacking runs as a center back. And
I was
Coach
like,
Ross,
I'll hold, you go.
yeah. I remember one time with Coach Ross was like, "Do that more, Kyle," and I was like, "Are you sure?"
Are you giving me free license?
Because I'll go.
Say the word.
Yeah.
So yeah, so obviously you decide to transfer out. Is that a difficult decision for you, or obviously, at that point, Taylor had no professional players, so the
Yeah,
uh, the environment is not built around that type of development. It's more yes, you're going to get better, but it's more developing as a man. So was it
yeah,
difficult to decide to transfer out, or
yeah. It was difficult, and I had like a lot of tough conversations with people, just trying to like work it all out. And like in terms of the quality of people at Taylor University, like it's off the charts. There's so many good people there, and I think like at the end of the day, soccer is just a game, but like the people you meet um, is huge. So it was really tough for me to like make that decision, but um, I'm happy in the end that I did.
yeah? So you go back home. You play for Eastern Florida
Mm.
for one season. At that point, are you starting to try to get your CV out and try to figure out where you're going next?
Yeah, so kind of the same thing. I actually had a really good season with Eastern Florida, and we had an incredible team. Um, so I was fortunate to like make all the All American list, and that was really good for getting in contact with a lot of different schools and a lot of interest. So yeah, the fall of my sophomore year, started talking to some bigger schools, and I was like, oh wow, like this is happening. Like I'm making it up the ladder, I guess. So it was really exciting, and um, then went on a visit to Liberty. Just fell in love with the school and the program, um, and yeah, it was a good fit.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I just saw Bay was on here earlier. I don't know if he still is, but it's transferring is such a strange thing because he decided to transfer out of Liberty. You decided to transfer into Liberty.
Right.
You both made it professional. There's not one right or wrong answer. It's just kind of what each person's looking for individually. What was talk about your experience at Liberty? Because obviously that's a bit of a change from playing at Taylor or something.
Yeah. So Liberty, huge school, huge budget, incredible facilities, um, and actually Bay was my roommate for the
Oh, was he?
last year before he transferred.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, so pretty fun. Um, we had a good team. Um, we just kind of the dynamic of the team was shifting at the time in terms of like who was being brought in and who was leaving. It was like a total kind of culture clash almost, or like ways that we saw the game. So it was an interesting kind of transition for Liberty, um, and it was like fun being a part of that because like the senior class that was there when I transferred in, those guys were incredible. Like um, they're all doing like big things now, just in their lives, um, and a couple have gone pro. Sage and Wilson, I don't know if you know Sage. I think
Yeah,
he's over in Scandinavia,
I think
or
so.
last I heard he was. Um, so yeah, there's a really really talented group, and like everyone got on well with each other. And it was all about like kind of like Taylor almost, in the sense of like let's improve as men, and then from that like our soccer will take care of itself, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, it was fun. It was a huge like wake up call, kind of like on how regimented everything you need to be to go to the next level, and like how much dedication you really have to put into it. Um, so that was a really good like growing step for me.
And does professional soccer at that point start to look like it's more of a realistic option than just a dream?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say. Well, I guess during the summers I played PDL for some like good sides. I played Orlando City under 23s, and then up at Lansing. Back when they were in PSL, I went there for a summer with Lansing United, and then again another stint with PDL. And like that's the next step from college to pro. Um, and so like getting in those environments and like doing well again, getting some time and like keep working, put my head down and keep grinding. That made it seem like more realistic. Where it's like, all right, like I'm getting close. Like it's not there yet. Like, not there's no offers or anything, but like I can feel it coming. So like let's just let's just keep working until it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you you graduate college, and this is the part I think your story I enjoy because I think some people think it's like, all right, I graduate college and then I'll just get signed in January and I'll head out to my first professional contract and life will be good. Obviously not that route. So talk kind of about what those couple of years look like for you.
Yeah, so my senior year at Liberty, I left the spring semester, was able to do some classes online. Actually, I haven't graduated. My parents are like, Kyle, finish that thing because there's only 3 classes left. I
Oh
need
my
to do it.
goodness.
I
This
know,
would have been perfect semester.
I know, I know. Um, so I leave the spring semester. I went on a couple tryouts. Um, I went a month with the Rowdies, a week with San Antonio, and then a week or 2 weeks with Philadelphia Fury, who've since folded. But yeah, so the first two, Rowdies and San Antonio, was incredible, and I thought I was gonna sign. I was like right there on the edge, um, but both of them kind of said the same thing. Like, we think you're good enough to play at this level. We just don't have roster space right now, and like that was kind of heartbreaking for me.
Which is
Uh,
maybe even worse than like, hey, we think you need to improve on this because then you have
yeah,
something to take home to like focus on, not just like, all right, well,
yeah,
can a team have a roster spot for me?
exactly. It felt like they were like, yeah, you could do this, but maybe it's just not gonna happen. And then I was like, all right, like what am I supposed to do? Um, so I went to the Philadelphia Fury, and they actually offered me a contract, but they were in the ASL at the time, which was like it was just a league in the Northeast, kind of predominantly. And having some conversations with some of the guys on the team, it just wasn't going to be a good fit for me. So I decided to walk away. I was like, I'm gonna go get an internship. I'm gonna like move on with my life, I guess.
So you're
I moved,
thinking football's done at that point.
yeah, at that point, I'm like, I tried, like it didn't happen, um, which was like a bitter pill to swallow. Um, and I actually had like some opportunities to play uh, in PSL and PDL over the summer that year, but I was like, I just don't think it's gonna happen. I kind of like lost faith in myself and belief in myself at the time. Um, so I walked away. I moved to Nashville. I got a job, um, and then I joined a Monday night men's league team, and I was like looking forward to Monday night like all week. Like that was what I was living for. And I was like, man, like I was so close. I was right there on the edge, and I'm still like in love with this game. So why not like give it another go? Like see what I can do. Um, so that was in like November, December of 2017. I want to say, yeah, 2017. And then I called Nate Miller in January because I knew he was coaching at Lansing that summer for the PDL. And I said, hey, like, this is where I am. Like, I'm probably not in good shape, but like, I'd like to like work this summer and like try to get into the team and see what we can do. And he was like, yeah, like I think it'd be a great fit. Um, I need a player just like you that can fill a couple different roles.
And I
Um,
think real quick that such a soccer's a small world and you never know where connections go.
yeah,
Nate was a big part of getting you to come to Taylor. Obviously, he got a different job before you were able to come as a player.
yeah,
But it's just crazy that that connection of you as a high school player is turning out to then have that for the PDL season.
yeah. It's crazy how like the right connections can get you places and just be a good person to everyone you meet, and you never know what'll happen, kind of thing.
100%.
Um, just treat people well, I guess, at the end of the day. But so yeah, after I called him, he said, "Yeah, let's do this." And so I left Nashville. I came back home to Florida. Just tried to get in shape, like the best shape I could get in, because I was like, "This is my shot." Like I proved myself in PDL. Like you never know what'll happen. Um, so we went there that summer of 2018. actually roomed with Baker's again. He was there. So
Okay.
pretty fun. And then had a really good summer as a team, as an individual. Jawan Jones was on that team as well. He's playing at New England now. It was a really good side. Um, and then like went away, was able to train with Indy 11 for 3 months at the end of that season, and then I heard that Lansing was going pro, and talking to the GM Jeremy Sampson and Nate, who eventually took the job, they said like we think you'd be a really good fit, and like we'd like to bring you on, and so I was so psyched, and so I officially signed in November 2018 and played my first year pro last year.
Yeah. What was the after so many years of, will I get it, will I not, quitting, losing self-doubt, finding the love for the sport again?
Yeah.
What was the experience like putting pen to paper on that contract?
Oh, I was ecstatic, man. I think I like ran around my house a couple times, um, and just honestly like relief, like wow, like it's really come to fruition. Like 20 years of hard work, like this is why you do it. Like and getting to wake up every day, you go to your job, like go train in the morning, and then go home. Like oh man, it's so worth it. It's
Yeah.
so
I always said when I was playing, I said it's the best job in the sense that people pay to do it after work for fun,
yeah,
in their co-ed leagues or whatever. And I'm like, that's what you get paid to do, and they're paying to do it after a full day of work. So you're
right,
in a good job.
exactly.
So what's your experience like then, first year professional at Lansing?
Dude, the first year was a grind. Like it was tough because the team we had was phenomenal. Like the things that people would pull off at training and like in games, you just like I would be like, these guys are good. But yeah, we had a really good team. We uh, we finished second in the league. Um, we had multiple guys like move on to the next level this year.
How
Um,
was your playing time?
it was good. Like I played half of the I played I started 13 games. I played in 26 of the 28, or 30 maybe. So yeah, got a lot of good playing time, over 1,000 minutes, couple assists.
There
So
you
it
go.
was a fun year. Yeah,
Yeah. You were playing outside back at one point.
yeah. So we were playing a three back to start the year, and I kind of played like the right center back of that. Um, I played left back one game. Um, Played the 8 and the 6 on multiple occasions, and then played right back. So moved around quite a bit. But
It seems like the experience of playing in multiple positions helped you.
yeah, it's definitely paid off, um, and it helps you get on the field. So that's what I'm all about.
Yeah. During the season, did you have any conversations about coming back for a second year? Were you thinking at that point, re-signing with Lansing?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. That was my plan to resign. If the option was picked up, I would have loved to have done that. But at the end of the day, our owner decided to pull all the money from the team, and so we folded, and that was an interesting conversation. So we never really knew what was happening with options. We were assuming that at the end of the year, like we would be told, but I guess management knew like a couple months before the end of the season that it was going to be over. So
Brutal, yeah.
that was
What?
wild.
Yeah, what's the experience like for you in that locker room to hear that? I'm sure it's kind of a bombshell to just be dropped right after the season.
Yeah, totally. So we lost on a Saturday in the semifinals, um, and then I think we all sulked through Sunday and Monday, and I think we met on Tuesday. Um, they came in, like our VP of the club, and said, like, you guys made us fall in love with the game this year. It was so exciting. We watched every minute, kind of thing. Um, but we regret to inform you that like we're gonna end the season, or like we're not gonna be a
No
club
longer
anymore.
be an
We're gonna cease
operation.
all
Yeah.
operations. And we were like, oh, geez, what? and it was crazy. So we had a like we had the time to ask questions and like kind of figure out their motive behind it, and it just came down to like they didn't see a viable path to like make money, at least in the market we were in. So like at the end of the day, like maybe there's more to that, maybe there's not. We don't know, but it's not a decision. So just roll with it. Like try to get better and keep improving and see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely frustrating. Also, it's a lesson that at some point, unfortunately, every player goes through. Maybe not with a club folding, but finding out that at the end of the day, it's a business, and people
Yep.
in the sport higher up can be very cutthroat, and
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it.
That's it. Yeah. I
So,
mean,
at that point, do you have an agent, or did you
no.
sign just
Um,
okay? So then, what
yeah.
are you thinking at that point?
So I'm like, what? Fortunately, like Nate and TD, all the coaching staff said, like, we're gonna help you however we can, um, which like amazing by them because they were out of a job too, you know. Um, but they said we're gonna help you get wherever you want to go. We'll make calls for you, um, and then like maybe we'll give you a call later if like we land a new job and we want to bring you along, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, Nate was really good at contacting teams for me, and then I brought on an agent in November because I was like, I don't know what to do, and I actually went to Europe with some friends because we had planned a trip, um, and I was like, please get to work while I'm gone because I can't refund my ticket. Um, so yeah, yeah.
How'd you find your agent?
Just through connections. So actually, a club coach of mine from high school that knew um, my agent from playing in college, and then my agent went on to play at DC United. So, like, yeah, once again, like just connections, just knowing the right people and staying in contact with them, kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you go to Europe, and then when do you find out about your new club, your new signing? When does that all take place?
Yeah, so I didn't sign with Chattanooga until February. So it was kind of like we were looking at a couple options. I went on one trial with a championship team. Um, Same thing, thought I was going to sign. And then they were like, I don't know. So, so
Maybe
no, but
maybe
then
it's the stash.
it might be, yeah. It's divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it.
It's either going to get you a guaranteed contract, multi-year, or we just don't have enough space.
Sorry, bro. So yeah, ended up meeting up with Chattanooga. I think it was Valentine's Day. Yeah,
Okay.
Valentine's Day this past year. Meet up with Chat in Pensacola. We played against Birmingham Legion and Memphis 904, 1901. Which yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you get
yeah. I forget the
it.
numbers.
Yeah. So had a good preseason with them, and then um, they offered a contract, and we went from there. And it's been great, man. Chattanooga is a really cool city. Fans are really good. Organization's incredible to us. So yeah,
Yeah, that's that. I mean, the
great
city
place.
itself is beautiful. You got Lookout Mountain and all. So,
Yeah. Have you
uh,
been?
yeah, because driving from like Chicago to Florida, you go through Chattanooga every time. So, I'm friends with the president of Covenant.
Oh,
So,
cool.
so he always every morning he posts a photo when he goes on his morning run of from
Yeah,
Lookout Mountain and all. So it's
that's nice.
I get a little view of Chattanooga every day.
Oh, beautiful. Well, if
Beautiful,
you
yeah.
want another view, come on by.
I know, well, I was actually talking to him about coming up this fall once
Really?
once I get back from Finland. So,
Sweet. Maybe
and
see you.
he's a big soccer fan. He was talking to me excited about you guys' club and going to
Yeah.
games. So maybe we'll have to
Good
figure out
things
a
are. Yeah,
little
man.
trip up there.
Let's go.
So when did you guys stop training as a team? Do you remember the date?
I think it was March 13th.
Okay, so it's been what 6 7 weeks something.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously it's a new community, it's a new club for you. It's a new club in the pro ranks. How are you guys staying connected and growing your team chemistry while having to be apart?
Yeah, just like so a lot of people went home. I'm actually in Florida right now. Some guys have stayed in Chattanooga, but predominantly everyone went back to their home states. So we've just had a Zoom call. We're doing it weekly right now, um, just to keep the banter going alive. Yeah, there hasn't been too much conversations between everyone, but um, we're all on the same like training program and stuff. So um, I think everyone is just itching to get back on the field together and playing. So yeah,
Yeah. And
I
you?
actually Eric Panzer with me
Oh,
home.
do you?
He's right here.
Shout out Eric Panzer,
There he is.
legend himself. first time I met Eric Panzer, I had to go and pick him up at the airport.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's so fun. It's like, hey, you're gonna pick someone up from the airport. You don't know what they look like. Try to find them at like O'Hare.
Did you just hold the sign or what?
I had the little hat on and everything. Just a photo of a kiwi. I was like, he'll know what this means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panzer, when are you gonna do an interview?
I'm waiting for you to slide in, mate.
I need some diversity on the accent.
Yeah, no, I'm around.
All right, we'll figure it out soon.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so then I think an advantage maybe for you essentially through this is you've gone in the last years from college to professional. You've gone a while without being under contract, and so you've had to learn how to stay motivated by training with yourself or with a small group. Do you feel that's helped you to stay motivated during this time? Because I know a lot of players have felt like I haven't trained by myself like this, multiple days in a row or weeks in a row ever in my life, and it's very it's challenging because it's a different type of training.
It is hard. Like it's hard to stay motivated when you're not working towards anything or knowing like when you can get back to the reason you train. Um, but I guess I'm like trying to switch my mindset and see it less as like this is just training or this is just my job and like this is just a healthy lifestyle that I like to live. Um, so like I'm trying to like switch my focus and it be like I want to do all this so that I'm healthy and like at the like peak of my body's performance like at all times. And that kind of like switch in paradigm or perspective has like been really good for me. Yeah, but it
That's
is
good.
hard to stay motivated.
Yeah, yeah. I think even if you knew in 3 months you're going to start, guaranteed, it's something to work towards. When you don't have that set in stone date, it's very difficult to
Yeah,
work hard because you're like, well, am I ramping it up to start in a week or am I ramping it up to start in 2.5 months?
right. And it changes like how much load you take because now that our season's been pushed back, well, our spring season's been canceled. So now that that's happening, we'll be playing once we start until like late November. So like the amount of load that we're gonna take this year is like completely shift. Um, so like just like if we knew the dates, it would be so much more helpful to know like, all right, how do I backload this so that I like know where my body's gonna be, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, which I think is also interesting for those top level guys, that are playing for some massive club and playing for their international team of just
Yeah,
their ability to carry such a heavy load all the time. Um, oh, you're getting shout outs. Lewis Jones
yeah,
said my hero with a heart. That's a
yeah.
big compliment there.
He's my hero too.
Um, Also, I want to go back real quick talking about different loads and work and everything like that. Was it an adjustment for you last year because now you're playing a much longer season than what university or PDL is? Was there a learning curve for you with how to take care of your body, how to recover, and how to stay mentally in the grind for that much longer of time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, um, yeah, like so when you listen to Kobe talk, like a couple motivational speeches or something, he'll say like he started airballing all the time when he first got into the league because his body wasn't like mentally, or his body wasn't physically ready to handle that amount of load like day in and day out. And that's the same thing. Like if you go like really hard one day, you're not gonna be able to hit a 60-yard like like you normally can, you know. So, like staying on top of like the very little things, like doing your band work and activation before training and stretching every night, like those are things that are for me huge and like things that I have to do, or I'm not gonna be very good at all. Um, so that was like probably the biggest wake up call. Like you're gonna have to do the little things that like you probably don't enjoy doing, but they're gonna make you like better in the long run. And you might not see it like day in and day out, but over the course of an 8-month, 9-month season, like the back half of that, you're gonna be so much better for it.
Absolutely, yeah. The foam roller and the activation bands became probably my best friend as I got older and playing.
Exactly.
I think it's funny because in college soccer, you're basically preparing like it's a sprint. I mean, it's just game, train, game, train, game, train, and
Yeah.
then it's over in 2.5, 3 months. And then you switch to professional, and it's like, all right, all that stuff about how you trained in games and mentally prepared, take it all out. Now you're going into a marathons type running. You know, it's completely
Seriously.
different.
Yeah. You don't get time to think in college. Like you just have to play.
Yeah,
Just go in and perform every day.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even get time to really like go back and watch much game from the last game to the next game because
No.
you have another game the next day.
Right.
Um, so obviously you're still young in your professional career, but you've had, you know, an interesting way to get to professional soccer. So looking back to maybe 15-year-old self, you know, playing in club in high school, what would you tell yourself? What advice would be the biggest advice you'd want to give yourself?
Um, the biggest thing I could say is like write down your goals, like make them like visible so you can see them every day. Like for me, it was I want to make it to the MLS, and I like I said, like I wrote on the notebook paper, and I put it like starting at the bottom and then kind of like a steps all the way to the top. And so I was like, all right, I have to go to college, I have to perform well, then I go to PDL, and so I had that like I could see the path I needed to take, um, and just seeing that every day, like unconsciously, you just think about it. You're like, all right, so what's that next step? Like, how do I get there? Um, so that process of like always thinking about it, always being hungry, um, and like also have humility to like listen to people. Like some we can get stuck in our ways and be like, oh no, I do this great, and someone could come in and be like, if you tweak it a little bit, you'd be way better. So have humility and write out your goals. Those would be my two.
I like it. I approve. Um,
Cool.
they have they given you kind of what they think your position number will be for Chattanooga this season?
What position?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had one game and I played the six in that game. Um, we do have a couple talented sixes on the team, so I don't know if that will result in me being pushed up higher, or if we go to like a 2-6 system. Um, I'm not, I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but for now, like somewhere in the middle of the field, um, and then of course like filling in at center back or right back if they need it. Yeah.
Shout out Marshall Hollingsworth. Said Kyle Carr the legend with Matty Key the Bruiser. That
Mark
guy that guy
fan.
can run for days.
Yeah, he doesn't stop.
Oh my goodness! I remember we were in Chicago one summer training with Bridges, and we did like the 2 mile time test. And I went with him for the first 3 laps, and then I was like, no, it's all right. You go on.
You go on, I'll
You go
catch
on.
up.
I'll defend the back. You know.
Yeah.
But talking about your positioning, how do you continue to improve, and what do you focus on when you know that you're going to be put in multiple different positions, most likely over a season? Because I think if you're one position, it's easier to focus on things, but you have so many different things you can focus on being an outside back or a six or a center back.
Right. Yeah, it's sometimes a tough transition, just like mentally because you have to look for different things. Something that kind of really helps me is I'll just go and watch videos of like great players, and like I'll try to look at their positioning, their body positioning, um, like just how they scan and really everything. Try to soak it all in, learn from the best, you know. Um, so like a couple of days before a game, I'll probably watch like if I'm playing in the middle of the field, a Tony Cruz or um, someone similar like that. And if I'm playing right back, I'll go watch a Philip Lahm, you know. And there's a lot of good like resources on YouTube of tactical analysis of how they play and stuff like that. So that's one thing that I do. Um, and then I've started watching film on like the opposition, like trying to watch a full game a day or two before like we will play them, and that just helps me because if you get familiar with the players, like it's like playing with your teammates. Like once you know what they're gonna do most of the time, like you can defend them better. You can read what they're gonna do. Um, so I kind of try to approach it like that. Like if the opposition is my teammate, like try to be that familiar with them. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime you can pick up a opponent's tendencies, it makes it a lot easier to defend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, a question I want to ask you is because you've had you played at three different universities, so you have a little bit of experience of seeing different programs and how they operate in different campuses. What to you, for a younger player looking at going into college, what would be kind of your advice of things to consider when looking at a college and kind of maybe like the right question to ask or what to be on the lookout for to guarantee that it's a program you want to be involved with?
Yeah. Um, I would say first, like, don't idolize like these big schools just because they're a big school or a big program. It needs to be like the right fit for you in terms of how you like to play, and how you can fit in. And I really think it's important that you can get game time because that's how you improve. So, like, I've transferred twice. Once was from a junior college, so it's a little different. But um, like everywhere I was at, I was able to play, and that was like so big for my career because if you're going to a big school and say you sit on the bench for 2 years, like that's not going to help you at all. And then you're thinking, oh, like when I'm a junior, now I'll be able to play, and that just might not be the case. You could get injured. They could bring in a new transfer. They could, you never know. Um, so I would go to a school that the coach really believes in you, and you can just kind of feel that from conversations. Um, some some coaches might be able to hide it and make it seem like they really believe in you just to get you to school, but really look for a school where a coach believes in you, um, and then just have conversations about how he likes to play and how he sees you fitting into that. Um, and that'll be really telling because if you think you're a right back and you're set on playing right back, but he wants you to play somewhere else, like that's not going to be a good fit for you. I have a friend that is in attacking mid, and his first school wanted to play him at right back, and he said, "No, like I don't like this. I don't like to play right back." So he was able to transfer and then do really well at a school where a coach believed in him. So, just yeah, get along with the coach because that's really important, and then just see how the team is, how they treat each other, because if you're gonna be with them a lot, like those will be your best friends, your brothers. Like you're gonna have to fight with some of them. You get into arguments, so make sure you get along with the teammates, and um, yeah, that would be the right fit for you.
Good advice for the younger guys. Final question that I have for you is, you know, you've experienced a lot. We've obviously talked about just all your different experiences. What's your greatest advice on staying mentally believing in yourself, believing that your opportunity, your chance will come, even when it's not such a in the near future looking like it might happen.
Yeah, I think a good quote I heard from a club coach like growing up was preparation breeds confidence. So like if you're doing the work, like that's the best you can do. Like you've done what it takes for you to be good, for you to perform well, and then you just believe in yourself because of that. It's the times where like I'm not doing the extra things, or I'm not like getting the reps I think I need to get, where I'm like, oh, like I might not hit this one, or I might take a bad touch this time, and that's where I'm playing bad. So just do the extra work and do the things you know you need to do, and you'll do well.
I like that. I like that. It's almost, control what you can control, focus on that, and the rest you can't control, so why bother spending energy on it anyways?
That's it.
I like it. All right, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking time to share your journey, give some advice. I appreciate you willing to put that stash out there to the world. It's beautiful. Keep growing it. I hope you can get some wax and hopefully get the little twirl on the ends.
Do you want that?
I don't. I wouldn't use the word want, but I just think the world may need.
Yeah.
It's not. There's a lot of anxiety right now going on in the world, and so I just think that maybe a little twirl on the end of that stash could give some joy, a little smile to people.
All right, that's enough.
Do your part in this time, right?
I will.
See, Bay said we want and need it, so.
All right.
And I feel like he's a pretty good judge of what needs to be done in
Yeah,
this
he's
world.
got great facial hair, so if he wants that, we'll make it happen.
He does. All right, man. I appreciate it. Enjoy the weather. It looks beautiful there. I can't wait to get back to Florida. But enjoy it. Keep working, and hopefully you guys can get back to training soon.
Cool. Thanks, man. Good catching up.
Yeah. Have a good day.
See you, Matt.
Bye.